Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome.
This is Gore and Mighty Gazelle.
Yes. Well, you want to do the intro?
No, I think it's best we make it as convoluted as we can.
Oh, okay. That's good. Yeah, that makes sense. And we are here to talk. This time, we're just going to talk exclusively My Hero Academia.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. And the newest episode. Well, last week it made sense. It was our first one, and
We had to kind of recap the series.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. I mean, people have watched your reactions a lot, so they know what you think of it. You love it. Me, they don't know who I am. I'm just some fat kid. So they don't really want to know, but for some reason I felt like I need to tell them. But yeah, so we talked about My Hero last time. We talked about the last episode too, kind of briefly. But
And with no episode will ever be like an hour and a half again. That was a special kind of thing. This will be a lot more streamlined from here on out.
Yeah, that could be streamlined. It could be around what, like 30, 40 minutes tops.
Yeah, it's about right.
All right, so the newest episode. By the way, if you want, I'm going to put the audio version of this in the description. So I'll even send it to you. I'll put it for my Google Drive. So if anybody wants to just download this to listen to it on their own or something like that, I've had someone ask me that, so I decided to do it. So if you want, you can download the audio and take it to work. Listen.
Yeah. And I'll have a link to all of his good stuff. So.
Okay. Oh man, this could be a very small one link. But all right, so My Hero Academia season 3
episode 15. I think.
Yes. And
I lose track sometimes. I'll be at the beginning. I'll be like, "What episode is this?"
Yeah.
Especially now that I'm waiting a week, or we're all waiting a week.
I know it sucks. It sucks. God. I wish I didn't catch up so quick. Now I have to wait a week. Yeah. So this episode was pretty damn solid.
Yeah, I'd say it's crazy how much it covered. It kind of went from like recap to slow stuff to like a hype and like cliffhanger, all in like one episode. So
yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah. Should we just start from the beginning? Like what kind of happened?
Yeah, sure.
So they start off with showing Deku doing the exact same thing he did at the end of the last episode, which was saving All Might from the rock that Bakugo sent flying down. And we kind of got like a little more context on that scene. Like Deku was saying how he named his suit like a different suit or something. Right. What do you call it?
Oh,
he had like a name for it or something.
Hiro-sama or something like that.
I think it was Gamma.
Gamma, that's it.
Gamma,
I remember because I laughed about it.
Yeah, I know you're not a huge fan of the suit. I think it's an okay costume. I like it a lot better than the season 1 bunny-eared thing he had.
Yeah, he still kind of has the bunny ears. It's a little bit more like it's like slimmer,
It's like a hoodie. He doesn't even put it on though.
Yeah, that's true. So, I don't mind the costume. I even said in this episode, I was just like, I just don't like the mask. I just think it's like, I don't know. But it kind of works because he's still 15, so.
I think it's supposed to. I think that metal part's supposed to imitate like the smile of All Might or something. I'm not really sure, but yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I didn't really understand what it was either. But yeah, that makes sense.
We did get a really cool scene. Like if you blink, you'll miss it. Basically, All Might or Bakugo's like, make sure you stay out of the way, All Might. Like he yells at him, and All Might's like, I'm like a weak person now who everyone views as like someone who needs to be protected. Yeah. And it's just kind of crazy because he used to be like the symbol of peace that the entire world like looked up to, and now it's like you got to watch out for this old man who's like crossing the road. Yeah, it's just kind of crazy.
I love that, but yeah, no. So one thing I really liked about that scene, and it wasn't even just that; it was right after. I love this guy. I don't know his name. The crazy dude that always laughs and just like gives everybody.
Oh shit. Yeah, he's full of himself, just like a airhead fool in the class B. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but I love him. Every time he shows up, I know exactly what he's gonna do, but I love it.
I only know 2 names from Class B, and that's Kendo, the girl who has like the giant fists, and Tetsu, because his name's ridiculous, and he's the metal guy. So those are the only 2 I remember from that class.
His name's Tetsu, huh? That's actually
I think it's Tetsu is his name, but his last name is also like Tetsu. So it's like Tetsu, I think.
So that's the guy that like was wait, is that the guy that was buddies with
Kirishima?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So it's a lot strong dude. Rockman.
Yep.
I'll call him Rockman.
Yeah, Rockman works.
Yeah. So
Yeah, he's funny. He's a funny character.
I love it. Every time he shows up, I know exactly what's gonna happen. He's just like, "Oh, it looks like your downfall's coming!"
And everyone's like, "What a freaking loser!"
Yeah, everyone's like, "This guy's a loser."
I feel kind of bad for him because that's the kind of kid that probably goes home and like cries to himself at night. You know, he's got like no friends.
Yeah,
So
he's just looking at his pictures of all the friends he could have.
it's really sad actually, but it's funny because you can laugh at him.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, of
yeah.
course. He's
Makes
funny.
it.
He's a little insane, but you know what? It's funny.
I do kind of like his costume though. It's like a magician kind of looking.
Yeah,
thing.
actually, it was pretty nice.
Yeah.
I did like his costume. He reminded me of I haven't played too much of it, but Persona 5.
Oh yeah, like the main guy.
Yeah,
Kinda,
he has
yeah.
kind of like that same suit. I was like, oh yeah, that's nice. That's pretty smooth.
So yeah,
Yeah, I really like that scene. I just love that character. He's so over the top, but I love it. He's like,
we also saw a bit of the other new costumes for the class. Kirishima is in Denki's, the electric guy.
Yeah.
Saw their new costumes a little bit. So
yeah, that was cool. Even though they said like, look our awesome new suits. I was like, I don't know. It's like, who is? See, now I'm forgetting his name again. Rock guy. I'll just call him Rock.
Kirishima.
Kirishima. All right. He just has like these like circular gears around his like his arms or something, or his shoulders. I was just like, all right. I mean, it's unique.
It's kind of hard with
that.
him though, because he doesn't really have a flashy quirk. So it's
That's
just kind of
true.
like,
That's true. He
I'm a tough guy. That's all it really
tough
is.
guy. And then electric guy. I made a joke like it looked like. I mean, it didn't look like this, but you know, me being stupid, I was just like, it looks like a messed up dual disc from or something like that.
It's time to like he goes like the dirt mode.
Yeah, dirt. He gives the thumbs ups. I love that. Every time.
Yeah. The one person that needs a costume change is freaking Mineta. Like he's got like the diaper on. Like he needs to change. Why would he even in the first place make his costume look like a diaper, like he's a baby? That's so dumb.
Here's a real question: why is he so small?
Some people are just small, I guess.
Yeah, I get Krillin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about anime.
Like a pervy Krillin with hair.
That's true. Yeah. He's and even Krillin got some hair. So hey, good for him later on.
That is true.
That is true. Yeah. He got some hair. He's almost as useless as Krillin too. So.
Kinda, yeah. I respect Krillin more though.
I do respect Krillin way more. At least he's. I don't know. He doesn't have a. All right, when he used that, because this is later in the show. When he used that whip, actually no, I think it was in the beginning. It was just showing everybody's moves and stuff. And he had that whip where it was just all the balls together. I can't stop thinking it's what I'm not gonna say it, but I can't stop thinking about what it looks like.
Adults get the reference. Yeah.
It just like. I mean, this time at least it was more practical because before he just put like 3 balls together and he smiled. He's like, yeah. Like, and now he's using it as a whip. I'm like, all right, you got some cast.
I do think in season 3 they're kind of going a little too far with his perviness. Like it was kind of like perfect in season 2 where it was just like he's kind of creepy, but they don't like drive it home too much. That's just me though.
Yeah, no, I agree. You know, there's characters that they need to have just so they could put some TNA in there, and for it to make sense, I guess. And a lot of anime, at least a lot of ones I watch, even the great ones have that, you know. So or they just have a character that's very flirty, so they have to wear like almost nothing.
So that was the beginning. That was like sort of the recap. Basically wrapping up what happened last episode. Well, we didn't miss anything, did we? I think we pretty much got. Well,
I guess there was a kind of a new scene with wait, hold on. I got this. I'm gonna remember. Hatsume.
There you go. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I was gonna say Harume, but that's not right. So I was like, I had to think about it. But
we did get a quick scene with her. Yeah.
Yeah, that was new, right? That was a new scene because
it was new. It was basically her saying like, "I'm gonna make your arm stuff and your leg stuff."
Like, what do you say, arm or like leg baby? Like that was.
I'm gonna slap on some new babies for you. Like.
I like that character. Hopefully we don't have to wait another dozen episodes to see her again because I feel like she kind of disappeared.
I mean, I know, but I won't say.
She's the new
manga reader.
But all right, the next scene though, I like this one because they keep teasing this relationship between
you got this.
Uraraka.
There you go.
and
Proud of you.
Deku. And this scene I liked. First of all, the visual of the Invisible Girl just sitting there. And it just looks like a tank top and a friggin' short shorts just on. Every time she shows up, I find it hilarious because she's always in some weird position or something where it just doesn't look right. It's just like, what? And I forget she's a character sometimes too. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, that's why in the intro they literally have to like put her in the middle of the screen so people like kind of notice her at the end of it.
Yeah, that, and also I guess if they put someone in the middle of the screen, it would block out other characters. Where they could put her in the middle of the screen and it doesn't block any of the characters, and she's there.
They just put like the dupla arms guy, the tentacle guy, just blocks everybody.
Everybody. He's the main character now.
It's all about him becoming the greatest hero.
Yeah. So this scene's really really cool because first of all, everybody has like new hairstyles. At least not everybody, but you got.
It's like their casual like.
Yeah, casual hair.
Hanging out hairstyle.
Yeah. And Uraraka's just sitting there. At first, I thought she was like kind of being quiet because she hasn't really developed a super move because everybody's talking about their super moves that they're doing and stuff where the Sue has her thing. I forgot what she said. She's gonna be more like a frog or whatever. She didn't show.
I won't say what it is. We'll probably find out in a few episodes.
Oh, it's like Animorphs.
Do you want to know?
Is it like Animorphs? You can tell me. It's fine.
I mean, I don't know if okay, spoiler, skip 20 seconds ahead if you don't want to hear what this is. I'll give you a few seconds to do that.
Okay.
All right, so basically she gets the ability to like camouflage, like she blends into whatever like surface she's touching.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's why she was telling Hagakure like, yeah, I think even you'd be surprised with this one because she's obviously invisible. So
right. Well, but is that a frog thing?
Yeah, amphibian thing, I guess.
Amphibian thing. Yeah. Okay. All right. You can come back, everybody. You're not listening, so this is. But it's not really that big of a spoiler. That's fine.
Yeah, just kind of.
That's
cool.
Crazy. She can explode on command. That's nuts.
Yeah, it's like those YouTube videos where people stuff firecrackers into frogs. It's like that.
Poor little guys. Yeah. What a waste of a firecracker. But,
I really like the scene's actually like super adorable because she makes herself float. She puts her hands on her face and she's really blushing. And she starts floating through the air and everyone's like kind of roasting her like oh, you have a crush on this person, don't you? And she's like crying throughout the air. It's kind of tragic at the same time.
And she looks out the window and Deku's training doing six stunts.
Which is cool. I like how they show he takes the time even like in the middle of the night to like train because that's how serious he is about mastering this power. Yeah. Especially now that like All Might's done, like he knows he's got to like,
really focus.
Got to hurry up. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the one thing I always thought was weird that everybody says like Bakugo's the heart. He trains so hard. He's the most focused or what? Not focused, but he's the one that really wants it the most. And I'm sitting here like, yo, everybody get Deku over here destroying his body every episode just to teach someone something. Just to be a real hero. Bakugo's threatening to murder people. Like
I think it's like two different kind of passions. Bakugo's like a fire that he can't put out, and Deku's is more of like a determination kind of thing.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. Like
I see that.
Yeah.
I get why you and everybody else likes Bakugo. I get it now. Now, before I didn't. I was like, I don't get it at all.
I like how he's flawed. That's just me.
Yeah, I like that. I just wish we got a little bit more because even in here, the only thing we got is him yelling at All Might now. So I was like, oh, there you go. But
it was out
of
love.
It was out of love. He actually did feel bad. You could tell he did like at the end of the last episode too. He's just like, oh, he kind of like like he's like, oh no, All Might, but then.
Now, be honest. I got to get your opinion. Did you, before like the fight against All for One and stuff, did you think Bakugo was going to turn evil?
See, I thought that would have been a little too obvious.
Okay.
So I didn't think they would do that. I thought this is what I thought they were going to do. I thought they were going to really try to make him evil, which is kind of what they did, but they didn't really force it on him. They kind of just said like, hey, join us. And he's like, nah.
Well, it was funny for me. Not only had to read the manga, but if you like understand who Bakugo is, he's not going to turn evil. So it's funny seeing all these videos being like, "Oh, Bakugo is going to become Sasuke, like he's going to turn evil and stuff." And it's like, no, he's not going to. Like, come on. First of all, even if it did happen, that'd be so cliche. And so I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't think that was going to happen, but I wouldn't have been surprised.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So, all right. So after that, you want to explain the next one?
Yeah. So after that, is this they leave to go to the training thing, right? The license place.
Yes.
Okay. So they arrive on the bus, and as they're getting off the bus, they start running into the other people from other schools, and my knowledge fails me here. I'm sorry to everyone who I keep saying I'm an expert on this stuff. I don't remember the names of these other people from the other school, except for one of them, Kami, the blonde girl. She's the only one I know. But they all start walking up one by one and like kind of introducing themselves to the class. And the funniest, one of the most powerful guys, he's so funny. He's like super excited to like meet these people from UA, and he slams his head into the ground. He's like, "I'm so excited to meet you!" Like he starts screaming, and his head just starts bleeding.
He starts presenting. I was like, "What's going on?" His head starts bleeding because he got so excited.
and his classmates are like, "What are you doing, dude? Like, calm down." And he's like, "I'm just so happy to say plus ultra." Like and it's kind of interesting. Aizawa said that he was one of the 3 people who was accepted to UA based on the scores. The other 2 was Todoroki and Momo.
Right. And
he got the highest score of the 3, but he turned down like the acceptance to UA because he didn't want to go there. But he said he loves UA, so we'll find out what that's all about later.
Maybe he's lying.
Maybe.
Maybe he's all for one junior. Junior. I guess here he has a junior. Or maybe he's this kind of character where he's like a character from Dragon Ball Z, like Goku or whatever. We're not gonna talk about Dragon Ball Z, I know, but I'm just comparing where like they want to fight the strongest, and if he joined all UA, I was about to call him My Hero Academia, but
he'd have like Easy Road or something.
Yeah, maybe, or he would just never fight who he would believe would be the toughest. So he went to a different school that maybe isn't renowned for their strongest heroes. I could see maybe that's where it's going, but
all I will say is everyone's gonna love this guy. He's like a great character. He's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I really love him.
If you couldn't tell by him making his head bleed by slamming on the concrete and his enthusiasm,
To be honest, I thought at first he only made his head bleed because he was really excited. I forgot he slammed it against the ground.
Yeah. Oh, I'll bring up this next part because it's my favorite part of the episode.
Yeah.
And then I'll give it over to you. So they're like okay, that was weird. And then Miss Joke appears, and she's like one of the greatest characters because she's really in love with Aizawa, and he's like, "Get away from me," and like she'll be like, "Marry me," and he'll be like, "No."
Well, it should be like she'll crack jokes like, "Marry me," like seriously.
Yeah, screw you. I'm not gonna marry you. And it's just funny because her power is laughter. I think she can make anyone laugh. And it's funny. She can't make Aizawa laugh. Like that just maybe she's not trying to. She's probably not trying to.
Or maybe I assume maybe he's using his power, but you don't see it.
Oh, that's actually a pretty good idea.
Yeah, but you don't see it, doesn't he? Every time he's using his powers, don't you see his eyes like turn like red?
And his hair stands when he uses it too.
That's true. So maybe he just doesn't find her funny. He really doesn't find her funny.
You can see why I love Aizawa now, right? Like, he's such a funny I love Aizawa. He's probably top character for me.
I want to see those two together because it was really funny. Every time that running joke of like her like cracking 40 jokes, like later on she does the same thing. Where you're like, well, no, seriously, date me.
And she's like, we'll have a great family full of laughter and happiness. And he's like, that sounds like my worst nightmare.
That's great. So yeah, no, I really like that character.
And I'll hand it over to you. Take it away from here for a bit.
Okay, so then they introduce at first they introduced some of the new other classmates or whatever from a different school, and at first I saw like a long shot of all these people coming up to meet the class 1A, and I really thought, I'm not gonna lie, I really thought they're gonna do like some like Shaun of the Dead thing where like did you ever see Shaun of the Dead?
Yes.
All right, there's that moment where they meet their doppelgangers.
Oh, yeah.
Because at first I saw like a female like would look like Bakugo with the spiky hair, and then I saw this like kid with kind of like the wavy Deku hair and stuff, and he looked like he had like the same personality just by the way he looked. And sadly, that's not where it's going. I really wanted it to go there, but they meet up with these other characters, and there's one that's really like super happy and stuff. He's like, "Hey guys, it's
like
nice
that's Deku."
Yeah, and then he's pretty much Deku, but Bakugo can tell that he's like he sees in his eyes that he's like lying about it, like he's not really he's just putting on a persona. But you just meet all these new characters. I don't know. I guess
that second batch we don't really get much about them. Like they're not as relevant.
I feel like they were probably just thrown in there just so when they have to fight them later on, like they have to fight the students later on, you have some idea on who these characters are.
I don't know how the anime is going to handle it. I'm sure they'll like have them more than the manga. But in the manga, those secondary people you don't really see. It's about the first 3 that you see on the bus. Yeah, like those guys it's going to go in depth on later. Right. So yeah, that was a great scene. A lot of funny like humor. And it's always funny seeing like Deku freak out over another pro hero. Like he geeks out, and it's a great way to like learn about the hero, like having him geek out about it and like spew the facts. Makes him more organic.
And then it does like the murmur thing or mutter.
Yeah, when he's like being all nerdy. Yeah. So
yeah, that's great. I guess right after that would be them going into what would it be, like the hall where Rich
like the gathering hall?
Yeah. What would it be called? Like orientation
hall where everyone gathers. Gathering hall.
That's what it's called. See, I've always tried to figure out what those are called. I never could figure it out. I guess more like an orientation hall.
Yeah, that's actually a better way to say it.
So, do you want to describe this one? Because I really like. Yeah, this is character I really like too.
I loved the Sleepy Proctor. I thought he's like in the manga he's like the exact same, just like this sleep deprived guy who's running the show, and he's just like, all right, let's get this over with. And he's got this funny voice about him. He's like, all you guys are here to like kick each other's butts, yada yada yada, and like, and then he drops some hard like facts saying like, oh, by the way, only 100 of you are gonna pass today, and like things like that. And I don't know if you caught this. But I was thinking to myself, I think they had a translation error here. They were like 1,500 total, and only 100 will pass, and then Sue. Yeah. Right? She's like less than 1% will pass. I'm like, I don't think that's right math.
Yeah, that's not.
It'd be less than 10%.
Yeah, it'd be. It'd be like around 8% or something.
Yeah, it'd be like 7.5%. Yeah. Percent.
Or maybe they'll give her crap for it later. Maybe
I don't.
Sue doesn't know math.
But the dub got a lot of crap back in the all for one fight because you know that guy who has like the magnet powers.
Yeah.
That's apparently a girl in the manga and in the anime, but it's a very like masculine appearance. And in the dub, they called her a guy, and a lot of people were upset about that.
Okay, well, that sucks.
It was like a really quick thing. So personally, it doesn't matter to me, but I can see why, like, you know.
Yeah, I could see it though. I could see why people would be upset about that. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's a really obviously it wasn't that big of a character for them to make sure they got the gender right.
It's not like they called All Might a girl or something, you know.
Yeah, exactly. But I really I love that guy. The guy that was giving the speech.
He's great. Yeah. And like you can just look around and see like there's literally like 1,500 people, like badass students who are all for the most part older than Class 1A.
Yeah.
Like as I was saying at the beginning, most of these students are like second, third year because it's pretty rare for a first year class to do it. So.
Well, they get their chance every year, right?
I really think this is different than the sports festival, like the license thing. I think I'm pretty sure you have multiple. You definitely have multiple tries, but I don't know if it's like once a year or like what it is. But
yeah. So Sleepy Proctor. Gives everybody.
I'm okay calling him that. I'll probably call him that. My reactions.
Yeah. So he gives everybody this speech about like, all right, you ain't gonna pass, you suck, yada yada. It's like just disheartening everybody. Just like most of you ain't gonna pass. This 1,500, only 100.
I need sleep. Let's get this over.
I'm tired. I don't care about you. And then he says like, all right, so we're gonna have a thing where everybody's gonna have to put these targets on them, and you have to put like 3 of them on your any part of your body that's already exposed. So no armpit. He says no booty.
Crotch.
Yeah, no booty. None of that stuff. And we're gonna have a game where you have to hit people on these targets, and once you have all 3 of your targets shot or hit, then you're eliminated. You fail the test, and whoever hit the last one, the third one, gets a point, I guess. So that's
and you need to at least knock out 2 people to move on to the next round.
Which I kind of love that because it's very like it's gonna be very chaotic. At least I'm assuming so. Because the whole orientation hall opens up at the end, and then the proctor just says, "All right, go ahead."
I I want to get a prediction from you. I won't say anything, but how many of the class do you think will pass this exam?
There's 20, right?
20 or 20? I think there's 20. Yeah, there's 20.
I'm going to say, well, it has to be like you know what? I think there's going to be one surprise one that doesn't make it.
Okay.
Like, you know, the obvious ones that you think would make it. I think there's going to be one surprise one that doesn't. I'm going to say 8 of them are going to pass.
Okay.
That might be a little too high, or maybe a little too low. I don't know.
Again, I won't say anything because I know how it goes, but it's just fun. I just want to get your opinion now, so we can like talk about it later.
Okay, I'll say 8, but I think if I had to make a prediction on the one that might be a surprise that doesn't make it, I'm gonna say Deku's not gonna make it. I think he's gonna like help out somebody. He's gonna like.
Didn't they already kind of pull that though? Because with the sports festival, like that'd be kind of like two things that again.
Well, no, I meant like he's actually gonna like. Well, yeah, no, I don't mean help like unwake your ability or something. Like he's actually gonna take a bullet,
some guy's got like a gun ability. He's just sniping people and like dives in front, like just
he dives in front of it and it hits his target, and he's out or something.
And someone's like, "Get recovery girl," and it's like, we can't recover his head. It's blowing off his body.
Oh no, Deku, no.
Watch out!
Watch out! That's great. Every one of these has to have like a really morbid way a character.
We needed an moment in this discussion.
Yeah. So no, I do predict. I'm going to say Deku will be the one that doesn't, because he's going to have 2 other chances. Yeah.
So then they surprise everyone by just opening the freaking room they're in, and they're already right in the middle of this gigantic, which by the way, it's almost comically huge how big this stadium is. It's like the size of a city, like a legitimate like New York City kind of thing.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense though. Okay, you got 1,500 students. If they just like opened up the orientation hall and it was just like a slightly bigger version of the orientation hall,
yeah,
it's like, all right, fight. Like,
it is just crazy. Like the funding for these programs must be immense. Like they get their own cities to blow shit up in. Like you know.
Yeah, well they got the concrete guy. They show him just making everything, even stuff that doesn't seem like it's made out of concrete.
Imagine he's like, oh boy, I can't wait to be a hero, and then all they do is ask him to build crap for their like facilities.
Yeah, can build a weird spiral thing that no one will ever use ever. I guess.
So they open it up, and we cut to Miss Joke and Aizawa in the stands, and she's telling him like, oh, you didn't tell your students that like every year basically all the other schools team up on UA because they know what their powers are, and it makes sense if you think about it. Like if they're all on television, you can see what their quirks are, you can see what like how their fighting styles are, and that's the only school that does that. So it's like they're at a major disadvantage. So why would you not thin the competition early on? It makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. Especially some of the best ones out there, especially for UA.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you know like Todoroki, you probably want to take him out fast. Like just the beasts.
Bakugo, because he's insane.
It's kind of funny because they underestimate Deku. We'll get to that later. I'll let you tackle that part.
I really like that. Okay, so all that explained, Deku knows that the only way to survive this is to work as a team, work as one whole team, the entire class. And of course, Bakugo is like, nah, and he goes on his own.
And Kirishima follows him, and then Todoroki goes off too, but it makes sense because his fighting style is very like...
Yeah.
You know, he probably freeze or burn someone, so it makes sense that...
It does make sense. He can defend himself just from his ability, kind of. But all right, so it's like I guess 17 people sticking around, Deku and everybody else, and Deku decides we have to go to that weird spiral thing that I mentioned earlier. So they're heading there, and then I guess one class shows up and goes like, "Hey guys, I watched on TV. I know everything about you, Deku. I know you hurt your body.
Hurt yourself.
Yeah, every time you attack, and I even said I'm like, not anymore. You don't know shit." and Deku's just like, all right, let's go, and they start throwing the balls at everybody there, and Deku just one kick freaking wipes all of them away, pretty much. Yeah. Everybody else starts using their quirks too to wipe some of them away, but it looked like
Dark Shadows would be so easy because you can cover your body with the shadow. That's so true. How would they ever like touch your like points? I was just thinking about that.
Isn't it more weak during daylight though? They'll probably do something like that where he's just like he's like a little baby or something.
I think because he was doing pretty well in that moment at least, like fighting off the balls and stuff. And then we got Mineta with his ball chain, like swinging at blocking all the balls, and then you got Mina shooting acid at him, like just melting all of them, and little shot of everyone doing stuff.
I was hoping there would be an awesome shot of just Deku or someone, just everybody knocking the balls back and just all of them like going and hitting each of the targets and just like completely wiping out that one class that attacked them.
Yeah,
I would have loved that, but it didn't happen. But I'm sure we'll get something like that in the next episode. But that was pretty much it. And then they have like a really really awesome just like shot of all of them together readying up like battle
minus the cool kids, Bakugo and Todoroki and Kirishima off doing their thing.
Yeah, well, whatever. We don't need them.
Which is like this is the biggest cliffhanger we've gotten in a while, honestly. Like, is it? And like the All Might fights, like they were cliffhangers, but they were in like, oh, I can't wait to see what happens next kind of thing. It was like, oh, that makes sense to like end it there. I'm okay, like because they're on like, you know.
Yeah.
But
I get you. But I thought it would have been a bigger cliffhanger if they just ended it before Deku kicks. Like if they just started throwing balls and they're like, oh, what will they do next? Find out in the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. And then or whatever. And they cut the credits. I went like, no! And they ended it with him kicking away. I was like, oh, they're gonna be fine. Watch. They're gonna own.
Yeah.
Especially since Deku doesn't hurt himself anymore.
Yeah. Oh, and during this whole scene, like as they're proceeding to kick ass, I was always like roasting Miss Joke, saying like, I did not need to tell them to prepare for this. They know what to do. Like, at UA we go a step beyond the other schools. Like just throwing shade at like her school and like what they do.
We go a step beyond. We get villains to go and attack our students like 3 times in a row.
We put our kids' lives in danger. Like, what do you guys do?
Yeah, what do you guys do? Do a little test. No, little paper.
See that green-haired one down there? We had him break his limbs several times to teach him a lesson.
Yeah, you see that
we hired Muscular to fight that kid.
Yeah, he broke every bone in his body. Once he did it for someone that punched him in the balls. So think about that. What a hero. That's why I don't get why everybody's just like, like everybody else is like training harder. I never hear Deku like, oh, Deku, you got moxie. You know.
To be fair, at least for him, he gets all the moments where everyone's like in awe of like, holy crap, he just did that. Like he gets those bleeds.
And everybody listens to him too. I guess he's more like the team leader now.
Yeah. Well, ever since that moment where he was like in the hospital and they all kind of meet him in the hospital when he's in the hospital bed and he gives that speech, I think that was kind of when like he kind of cemented himself as like the team, the class's like focal point.
Yeah, and I guess he does more like the he's supposed to be the team leader, but I feel like he's more of like just the like an assistant that knows how to form people verbally. I guess it's just like, everybody go in your seats. All right, now we're going outside. And they
that's Ida.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Did I not say Ida?
If you did, I missed it, so it'd be my own fault.
Okay, I meant to say Ida, the fast boy. I'll just call him Fast Boy for now on. I know his name, but I'll still just call him Fast Boy. But yeah, that was it. I mean, we had a preview, but I don't watch those.
I don't either.
Yeah. Because I like previews for next episodes, but not for anime because I feel like the Japanese.
I like to go in completely. This sounds hypocritical because I know what's going to happen, but at the same time, like if a movie was based off a book, you already know the events of what's going to happen in the movie, but you still don't want to be spoiled for like scenes in the movie, you know, like
just visually what they look like.
Yeah.
Well, also they might change things up too.
Yeah.
Which I guess My Hero doesn't really do that, but there could
not be plot wise, but like nuances of scenes they change stuff.
Yeah. So just like I feel like anime really really spoils the hell out of their night. Like Dragon Ball Z used to be just tell you straight up Frieza loses. Like, oh thanks.
Really?
Yeah. They'd be ridiculous about it. On the next episode, Piccolo sacrifices himself. What?
No.
All right, maybe not to that degree, but they'd show you big parts. Like they show you like Piccolo getting like beamed at or something. I don't know. I'm just trying to remember certain ones, but no, there were some bad ones definitely. And there's a lot of animes out there where they do that too. But this one, I mean, I watched a couple of the previews, just like glancing at them. I'm like, all right, that didn't really spoil it. So I'm not gonna watch them just in case. You know, there's no.
If you watch like the ones before All Might's fight and stuff, like the one before the All Might fight, the preview, they don't even show All For One at all. So they do a good job of like avoiding.
I wonder if they maybe recut it for the American version. I wonder.
I'd imagine not.
No, okay, then maybe they're just learning. It's just better now. I don't watch too many like modern animes. They like the most modern before this was probably
Fooly Cooly.
Yeah, Fooly Cooly. There you go. Yeah. Before Fooly Cooly also, it was probably Death Note, which was like what 2009 or something. So
yeah, 2008.
Yeah.
So there.
But everything else I've watched, Trigun, Cowboy Bebop, all these like really Samurai Champloo, like stuff like that.
Samurai Champloo is a good show.
Oh yeah, I love that show. It's so good.
Okay.
So
that was like pretty much the episode, right? Like
yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything we missed. I'm sure.
I'm excited for the next week's. That's going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be a badass episode. At least I'm assuming so. I'm fingers crossed. But these episodes don't usually. I mean, this show doesn't usually disappoint when it comes to like hyping you up for the next one. They're like the next
pretty
one's
consistent.
Awesome.
Like you'll have a down episode, hype episode, down episode, hype. Yeah. Like
But
we just had pretty much a down one, like not in a bad way. But
yeah. The last episode was kind of like a not a lesser one. It had a pretty badass moment too, but it was kind of like go.
My God, Miss Joke is so funny. That was my highlight to me. That was hilarious.
Wait, which one?
Miss Joke. Oh, when she's like making fun of Aizawa.
Oh yeah.
So freaking.
That's probably my favorite part. I really like the Uraraka thing. I'm not really someone that gets into romances or anything, but I find it adorable.
Yeah, they do a good job. It's not like over the top like most romances are in anime. It's very like cute. Like it's how 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds like.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm. But my favorite part's probably the final shot. I really like that.
That was good.
Yeah, I like a good hype moment. I've said that, and I should stop saying it too because it sounds stupid every time I say hype moment. But that was a hype moment. But yeah, so there you go. That is I guess episode 2 of
episode 15.
Well, no, I'm at episode 2 of our little podcast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's episode 15. Yeah, which is weird.
I need to work on a better title for mine.
Yeah, well, mine's pretty silly, so you can just copy mine if you want. Or maybe a better one.
This show is, as you can tell, everyone is listening. If you're still listening at this point, it's very very structured. We're on top of things.
Yeah, we got this.
Yeah.
But this one's shorter than the last one, so there you go.
Yep.
So there you go. I'm Gore.
I'm Gazelle.
Yep, and that's it. Goodbye.
Have a mighty day.
See ya. I don't have a catchphrase. So, wait, I do.